Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into a topic that has the potential to completely transform your long-term financial landscape. In the last video, we talked about what to do if you suddenly find yourself with an extra $1,000 per month to invest. Maybe it came from a hard-earned raise, a successful side hustle, or just tightening your budget and cutting out the things that aren't serving you. And that raises a really interesting question that I get asked all the time. What actually happens if you invest $1,000 every single month for a long time? Is it just a nice savings account? Or could that realistically turn into something life-changing, like $1 million? Or is that level of wealth reserved only for the people making huge, six-figure salaries? Today, we're going to break this down in a simple, practical way. We're going to look at the actual math behind how $1,000 per month can grow over time, the incredible role that compounding plays, and why your consistency matters so much more than trying to pick the perfect moonshot stock. Because the truth is, building serious wealth often looks much simpler than people expect. It's not about complex algorithms or secret insider knowledge. It's about a simple, repeatable process that anyone can follow. Most people have been conditioned by social media and headlines to think that wealth comes from huge, dramatic financial moves. They think you need a massive stock win, perfect market timing, or some kind of sudden windfall like an inheritance. But in reality, sustainable wealth is usually built through the quiet, boring discipline of consistent investing over long periods of time. This is often referred to as dollar cost averaging. It means you aren't trying to guess if the market is at a peak or a valley. You are simply showing up month after month and putting your money to work. If someone invests $1,000 every month, that adds up to $12,000 per year. Now, if you just put that in a shoebox for 10 years, you'd have $120,000. That's a good amount of money, but it's not financial freedom money. However, when you actually invest that money in the productive assets of the world, something else starts working in your favor. A force that Einstein reportedly called the eighth wonder of the world, compounding. And compounding is where the math starts getting really exciting. So, what exactly is compounding? Compounding simply means your investments start generating returns, and then those returns begin generating their own returns. In the beginning, you are doing all the heavy lifting. You are the one earning the money and putting it into the account. But over time, the balance shifts. Your money begins working for you. Let's imagine a simple example using a 7% average annual return, which is historically conservative for a diversified stock portfolio over the long term. If you invest $1,000 per month, after 10 years, your portfolio wouldn't just be the $120,000 you put in, it would likely grow to around $170,000. After 20 years, that same $1,000 a month could grow to roughly $500,000. And after 30 years, that portfolio could be approaching $1 million. At that point, the growth your portfolio generates every year might actually be more than the $12,000 you're contributing. This is what legendary investor Charlie Munger was talking about when he said, "The first $100,000 is a real pain, but you have to do it." The first part is the hardest because you don't see the magic yet. But once you hit that tipping point, the momentum is hard to stop. A great way to visualize this is the rule of 72. This is a simple mental shortcut to estimate how long it takes for your money to double. You just divide 72 by your expected annual return. So, at a 7% return, your money doubles roughly every 10 years. Now imagine your portfolio doubling from $250,000 to $500,000, and then from $500,000 to $1 million. The gains in those later stages are massive, but they only happen if you stay the course during the early years. So if the math is that simple, why don't more people reach milestones like $1 million? If it's just a matter of $1,000 a month and time, why isn't everyone wealthy? There are usually a few psychological and practical reasons. First, many people start too late. They wait for the perfect time or wait until they have a huge surplus. But the earlier you begin, the more time compounding has to work its magic. Even 5 years of delay can cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars in the final result. Second, people often stop investing during market downturns. When the news is scary and the charts are red, the natural instinct is to pull back and wait for things to settle. But market downturns are actually when long-term investors are buying at lower prices. Your $1,000 buys more shares when prices are down. And third, many people increase their lifestyle faster than they increase their investments. This is lifestyle inflation. As your income grows, your expenses grow too. The better apartment, the newer car, the premium subscriptions. But those who build wealth usually prioritize their future self first. A great strategy to combat this is the 50-50 rule. Whenever you get a raise or a bonus, commit to putting 50% of that increase toward your investments and use the other 50% to enjoy your life today. It's the perfect balance of building for tomorrow while living for today. Here's another interesting part of this strategy. Small increases make a huge difference. Most people don't keep their contributions exactly the same for 30 years. As you advance in your career and your income increases, your investing rate should often increase too. For example, someone might start investing $500 per month in their 20s. Then, as they get a promotion, they increase it to $1,000 per month. Eventually, they might find they can invest $1,500 or $2,000. These increases don't just add more money, they dramatically accelerate the timeline. Reaching milestones like $500,000 or $1 million could happen 5 or 10 years sooner than you originally planned. Now, I often get asked, Maya, where do I actually put the $1,000? For most people, the simplest answer is the best. You don't need to be a stock market wizard. Many successful investors focus on low-cost index funds or ETFs that track the entire market, like the S&P 500 or a total stock market fund. This gives you instant diversification across hundreds of the most successful companies in the world. You're betting on the growth of the overall economy rather than the success of a single company. And make sure you're using tax-advantaged accounts like a Roth IRA or a 401k to keep more of those gains for yourself. Let's bust a quick myth. I need a financial advisor to even get started. At this stage, you really don't. You can manage a very effective portfolio yourself using simple index funds through a reputable brokerage. Another myth. I need to be an expert in picking stocks. Not at all. By tracking the overall market, you're betting on human progress, not your ability to outguess Wall Street. If there's one big takeaway from everything we've talked about today, it's this. Building wealth is often less about how much you start with and more about how consistently you invest and how long you stay in the game. Someone investing a steady $1,000 per month for decades can build truly extraordinary wealth. But the real secret, the one thing you can't bypass, is patience. Compounding takes time. In the early years, progress may feel slow, and you might wonder if it's even working. But over time, that growth curve begins to turn upward and accelerate. It's about being the tortoise, not the hare. It's about showing up every single month, regardless of the headlines or the noise. So if you're in a position where you can invest around $1,000 per month, or even if you're just starting to work your way toward that goal, you are already in a powerful position to change your financial future. Start as early as you can. Invest consistently every single month. Be patient during the slow years and allow compounding to do the heavy lifting for you. Your future self will thank you for the discipline you show today. If you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure to subscribe to the channel and leave a comment below letting me know, what amount are you investing every month right now? Are you at $100, $500, or are you hitting that $1,000 goal? What's your next big milestone? I'd love to hear where you are in your journey and support you along the way. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Keep building that future.